See, students, in surface chemistry, particularly in the adsorption, there are two terms. One is the adsorption, which is a surface phenomenon. The attracting and retaining the molecules of the other substance on its surface is called as the adsorption. That is the phenomena in which a surface of a substance attracts and retains the molecules of the another substance is called as the adsorption. The substance which is providing the surface for this phenomena, adsorption, is called as the adsorbent, and molecules of the other substance which are held up on the surface of the adsorbent is called as the adsorbate. A sort of attractions are established between the adsorbent surface and adsorbate molecules. Weak attractions are established. But this phenomena is purely confined to the surface of the solid or liquid. The material adsorbed on the surface of the adsorbent is not penetrating into the interior of the material or bulk of the material into the moiety of the material. Only held up on the surface. One. The second part of it is, that is absorption. More commonly seen in the biological systems. Absorption. Moving into the that is interior of the material. See, what is the difference between the adsorption and absorption? Adsorption is a surface phenomenon. Only surface is involved. The new material particles are held up on the surface of the adsorbent. They are not moving into that is moiety, inside the material. And concentration of that is adsorbed molecules are more on the surface than inside. This absorption is the other way. That is, the molecules which are adsorbed on the surface, if also penetrate into the moiety of the adsorbent, it has to move inside the particle, interior of the material. And uniformly, it has to be uniformly distributed throughout the interior of the material. It is not surface phenomena. It is the property of the bulk. It is on the surface as well as inside the material. Adsorption is confined to the only surface. It is the surface as well as the bulk of the material is involved. That is called as the adsorption. Let me define that is absorption. The process in which the assimilated molecules that are attracted to its surface are penetrated, uniformly moved into the interior of the material or bulk of the material is called as the absorption. Therefore, this phenomena is not confined to the surface. This phenomena is moved into the material. Inside is involved. It homogeneously moves inside the material. It forms a solution, or it may form a compound, or it may be physically dispersed. Solution means physical dispersion. See, that is called as the phenomena in which the assimilated molecules move inside the material and distribute homogeneously within the particle is called as, within the material is called as the absorption. See, for example, you take a piece of sponge kept in water. What is happening? it has the small capillaries, pores, that you know the structure of the sponge. When it is kept in, that is, the water is moving inside. It is not confined to the surface. It is moving inside. The bulk is involved in the process. This is absorption. The concentration of the adsorbate is uniform inside the material and on the surface of the material. So, in the absorption, the bulk of the material is involved. In the adsorption, that is, surface of the material is involved. Adsorption is a surface phenomena. This is the property of the bulk of the system. So, that is the difference between them. See, for example, you take the adsorption, where it is taking place. You take the, and this is H2O, water vapor. I am taking the water vapor. So, whether it is shows the adsorption phenomena or absorption phenomena, that depends on the. If you take the silicon dioxide sand, that is silica gel. If you take the silica gel, so that is this is the silica gel particle. So that is, water molecules are held up on the surface of the silica gel. Only these are not moving, water molecules are not moving into the, that is inside the silica gel. This is adsorption. Adsorption. The same water vapor is coming to contact with the anhydrous calcium chloride. This is anhydrous calcium chloride. Then what happens? So here this is a calcium chloride particle. Say the what crystal or particle, whatever, anhydrous calcium chloride is a solid. So when water comes, so the surface is active, that is taking the water. First it is absorbing on this. The adsorbed molecule is moving through the capillaries. Surface contains some capillaries, that is like sponge. There are small pores. They are visible to the naked eye. If you take the very quality or very fine and very sophisticated foam, you can't see the what pores on the surface. You take the cheap quality of the foam, you can see the what big pores there on the capillaries. So here what happens, this is also like that. So the what happens, water, so molecules are adsorbed here. First adsorption, the adsorbed molecule is moving inside. It is moving, so it is uniformly dispersed on the inside the bulk of the material, that is the bulk of the material, uniformly dispersed, homogeneously, that the water is dispersed. It is not confined to the surface, it is inside also. So in this phenomena, surface is involved and the bulk of the material is involved. The assimilated, adsorbed molecules are, that is penetrating into the inside the material, and homogeneous uniform concentration is maintained. CaCl2 6H2O is formed. Hydrated calcium chloride is formed. Remember, that is if this is anhydrous, it is now the what hydrated calcium chloride is formed. Every CaCl2 is but taking the what 6 molecules of water and converting into the, that is homogeneous. That is here, when the anhydrous calcium chloride is coming to contact with the water vapor, it takes the water vapor into the particle, that is the solid solution is formed. That is, a solution is formed. Homogeneously water is distributed. This is a surface phenomena. It is here the phenomena of bulk is involved. This is called as the, in this phenomena, if the surface as well as the bulk of the material is involved and uniformly dispersed, here concentration is more on the surface, less on the bulk, and whereas the concentration is uniform on the surface as well as the bulk of the material. Right? That phenomena is called as that is adsorption. See, for example, you take the, next I take the ammonia, where adsorption phenomena is taking place. where absorption phenomena is taking place. I am taking the ammonia. Take that is charcoal. This is the charcoal particle. Carbon particle, nothing. Activated charcoal. This is when the ammonia is passed. So ammonia molecules are held up on the surface of this. Ammonia is not penetrating into that is charcoal particle. That is only surface is active here. Surface is involved. Ammonia is held up on the surface. This is that is adsorption. This is the adsorption. Suppose the same ammonia is sent into the water when come into contact with the water, where the adsorbent is water, the reaction is taking place, ammonium hydroxide is formed, NH4OH is formed. So uniformly dispersed in the water. This is not confined. There the confined. It is ammonia molecules are dispersed. It is existing in the form of ammonium hydroxide. Here calcium chloride is existing in the form of CaCl2 6H2. Right? Similarly, that is ammonia is adsorbed on charcoal. Ammonia is absorbed by the water. Water absorbs. The absorption phenomena. This is the adsorption phenomena. Right? If you take the other one is that is zeolite. The complex is naturally occurring complex silicate zeolite. If you take the zeolite, it is a porous material. That is when the hydrogen gas is sent into the porous material, that is part of it is, that is, it is penetrating into the inside. It is moving into the inside of the material. So that is adsorbed as well as absorption takes place. So these are the few examples of adsorption and absorption. We can take several examples. That is examples, and this is these two are the best examples for the adsorption and absorption. So that is it is. What is the difference between the adsorption and absorption? Adsorption, absorption. Adsorption and absorption. See, this is the surface phenomenon. This is the surface phenomenon. This is the property associated with the bulk of the material. The bulk of the material. Bulk phenomena means that is bulk phenomena. 2. The concentration of the substance is more on the surface. Is more on surface of adsorbent. Concentration is more on the adsorbent, surface of the adsorbent. Here, no concentration gradient. That is the uniformly dispersed. Dispersed throughout the material. Uniformly dispersed. Third one is the adsorption is a very quick process, fast and readily attains the equilibrium. It is a slow process, that is the equilibrium is readily established. Equilibrium is readily established. This is slow. Equilibrium is slowly established. Equilibrium is slowly established. Equilibrium is readily established. and this is, and rate of, see, at the beginning rate of adsorption is, rate of adsorption is very fast. With the time, rate of adsorption is more at the beginning of the process, and with the time, so surface is more. So when it is naked, more surface is available for the adsorption. At the beginning, the rate of adsorption is directly proportional to the surface area available. More surface area, more is adsorbed. So at the beginning, fast, with time slowly decreases, finally attains the equilibrium. So here, not like that. The absorption takes place with the uniform velocity, uniform rate. So this is now, that is, rate of adsorption is fast at the beginning of the process. With the time, rate of adsorption decreases. Here, the rate of, that is, absorption is uniform throughout the process. So these are the, it is a surface phenomena, it is a bulk phenomena. Concentration of the substance is more on the surface and negligible inside the material. Here, uniformly, the surface as well as the interior of the material is involved in the phenomena, that is uniformly dispersed throughout the material. Equilibrium is readily established, that is adsorption, desorption. Equilibrium is readily established, equilibrium is slowly established. The rate of adsorption is the faster at the beginning of the experiment, and with time gradually decreases. This is rate of adsorption is uniform throughout the absorption is uniform throughout the process. This is the, so I told you what are the example of the, that is, the water vapor is adsorbed on the surface of the silica gel, where same water vapor is absorbed by the calcium chloride. That is, the water vapor is moving inside, that is, and uniformly, that is due to formation of the, that is hydrated calcium chloride. Inner molecules also involved in the formation of the calcium chloride 6H2. So whereas the ammonia is adsorbed on the surface of the, that is charcoal, whereas the same ammonia is adsorbed by the, that is ammonium water. It is absorbed by the water, it dissolves in water, it moves into the water, reacts with water and produces the ammonium hydroxide. This is the difference between adsorption and absorption. So that is, we are concerned with the absorption, not absorption. So here we are using the, see, next, strictly speaking, now let us come to the what other point. Agreed. What is happening when this material, silica gel or whatever it is, or nickel powder or platinum powder, this is the adsorbent, when it is come into contact with a gas, which acts as a adsorbate. So most of the cases we use the solid adsorbents and gaseous adsorbates, the gas molecules. So what happens? First the molecule has to come and adsorb on this surface of this. Surface is covered. Slowly what happens? The surface of the solid is not uniform, heterogeneous. So there will be some cracks and capillaries. Through those capillaries and zigzag capillaries, that is, molecules adsorbed can to certain extent move into this one. So we define the ideal absorption and ideal adsorption. But you know, you studied the word gaseous state, no ideal system. The equations for the ideal systems are existing, but that is, ideal systems or gases are not existing. Only all are real gases. So ideal adsorbents, ideal absorbents are not existing at all. See what happens here, molecule adsorbed can move inside the material. So adsorption is taking place. The adsorbed molecule is penetrating into the interior of the material particle. So the adsorbate can be seen on the surface as well as the inside. So to certain extent, the absorption also takes place. To certain extent. If this is more and this is less, that is considered as the adsorption. Adsorption is exclusive absorption is not possible. During the absorption also takes place. So now what happens? There is more of adsorption, less of absorption, then that process is called as the adsorption. So more of absorption, less of adsorption, that is called as the absorption. So now a new term that is called as the sorption. So now I am defining the certain terms that are involved in that is adsorption. So we know the meaning of the adsorption, we know the meaning of the absorption. Now I am taking that is sorption. This is surface phenomena, this bulk phenomena. Now I am taking the sorption. We use a term known as the ABAD or remote, and now that is and sorption is taken. Because exclusive adsorption and exclusive absorption is not possible. Both are simultaneously taking place. So that is, what is the meaning of the sorption? The process in which the adsorption as well as the absorption simultaneously takes place is called as the sorption. That is called as the sorption. See here, sorption takes majority of the cases sorption only. That is called as the sorption. So again I am defining the sorption. Exclusively absorption is not possible. Absorption through adsorption. Absorption to take place, first it has to come and sit on the surface of the catalyst. Surface of the adsorbent, which is known as the adsorption. After adsorption, absorption. So, in the majority of the cases, that is, the adsorbed material is moving inside the material. It can also found inside the material, that is the interior of the material. So, absorption also taking place. So, the phenomena where adsorption as well as the absorption both simultaneously takes place is called as that is sorption. That is called as the sorption. Now, one thing. Agree. What is sorption? Now, what are the examples? Many examples. See, take the activated charcoal, the commonly used activated charcoal, that is pass the hydrogen gas. This is the activated charcoal. This is the activated charcoal particle. Hydrogen gas is passed. First, molecular hydrogen is adsorbed on the surface of the activated charcoal. Through the pores of the capillaries of this is adsorbed. It is moving inside it moves inside slowly the hydrogen moves inside that carbon particle. Charcoal is nothing but the carbon particle only. So moving inside. So some are held up. This is the adsorption phenomenon. Adsorbed molecule is moving inside and slowly, that is the hydrogen molecule which is inside, that is called as that is absorption. This is the adsorbed hydrogen, this is the absorbed hydrogen. The hydrogen which is inside the particle is called as the absorbed hydrogen, and which is held up on the surface is called as the absorbed hydrogen. that is adsorption as well as and this is adsorption as well as absorption, both are taking place when the hydrogen is passed over the charcoal. So this phenomena is an example of sorption. So you may ask, can't we say the word is adsorption? Yes, it is adsorption. So but along with the adsorption, that is absorption also taking place. So it is very difficult to find the word systems where the word only adsorption is possible. To certain extent, that is absorption also possible because of the pores of that is a particle that is penetrating inside the particle and residing inside the particle. To small extent or greater extent, we can see the adsorbed molecules inside the material also. So this is an example of this one. So just now I told you this is that is a zeolite. It's a mineral-like material, complex silicates. See, and zeolite, because of their small pores, if you pass anything, there's any gas that will be on the surface of the zeolite, as well as it goes into into the pores, so small pore capillaries of this one. You can find the adsorption as well as absorption. And third thing is that you take the dye. See, in textile industry, the fiber is cotton or any synthetic fiber or the natural fiber is dyed. During the dyeing, that is giving the color to the material, the color particles are held up on the surface of the fiber. On the surface, the color particles are held up, and some amount of the color particles are also entered inside the thread, inside the thread. It is not confined to the surface. If it is confined to the only surface of the thread, then it is called as the adsorption. Along with that, it is moving inside the thread, that is absorption. Adsorption as well as the adsorption is taking place. It is an example of the sorption. So that is adsorption, absorption, both are simultaneously taking place during the dyeing of the fiber. And third example and beautiful example is that is a piece of chalk when kept into the blue ink or red ink. That is, the dye is held up on the surface. Dye is adsorbed on the surface of the chalk, as well as the dye is moving. And now after some time you break it, you can see what color inside the piece of chalk. So that is that when the piece of chalk kept in contact with the ink, that is the dye held up on the surface of the chalk, piece of chalk, as well as inside. This is an example of sorption. It's an example of the sorption, or that is an example of absorption. Absorption. So this is the difference. Now the next term is, after talking about the adsorption, adsorbate, that is and absorption, sorption, and difference between we discussed the difference between the adsorption phenomena and absorption phenomena. So we also define the word sorption. The next term is that is occlusion. OCC, occlusion. Here in the adsorption chemistry or surface chemistry, we use a term known as the occlusion, occluded gases. So finely divided metals act as that is adsorbent. Metal is taken. It is a surface phenomena. The phenomena is directly proportional to the surface area. As the size of the particle decreases, the total surface area increases. So as the surface area increases, extent of the absorption increases. Therefore, instead of taking a metal in the form of one lump, it is taken in the form of a finely divided form. So take the palladium, platinum, nickel or anything finely divided. That is, if you pass the gas is adsorbed on the surface of the, it is adsorbed on the surface of the, that is catalyst, the surface of the, that is adsorbent. The adsorption of the gas on the surface of the metal is called as the, that is occlusion. Occlusion is nothing. It is the adsorption phenomenon. So that is, adsorbate is gas, adsorbent is solid, finely divided. The process of adsorption of the, that is gas on the surface of the finely divided metal powder is called as the occlusion. Such gases are called as the occluded gases. So, adsorption of the hydrogen over the nickel. If the hydrogen gas is passed over the nickel, hydrogen is held up on the surface of the nickel. That is, this is called as the occlusion phenomenon. Not only nickel, you can take the platinum, palladium, but adsorbent must be metal. Adsorbate must be, that is, the gas. This is called as the occlusion. Next one is the, and other term is the, that is desorption. We use a term known as the adsorption, desorption. See, adsorption, be clear. Adsorption, desorption. What is the adsorption? The process of accumulation of the molecules of a substance on the surface of the another substance is called as the adsorption. Or the phenomena in which a surface of a substance attracts and retains the molecules of the other substance is called as the adsorption. So several times I defined the adsorption. What is that? During the adsorption, what is happening? That is, gas or liquid or solid molecules are coming and that is establishing the attractions with the surface of the adsorbent and held up on the surface of the, that is the adsorbent. This is held up on the surface. During this process, weak attractions are established between the adsorbate molecules and adsorbent surface. Attractions are. Due to this phenomena, the surface tension is decreasing. That is, the surface stability is increasing. The molecules which are on the surface, they are by forming some more attractions. That is, minimizing their energy. That is, getting the stability. The unstable surface molecule is converted into the, that is, more stable surface molecule. It is held up. This is the adsorption phenomenon. What is the desorption? It is nothing but it is the reverse of the adsorption is called as the desorption. This is the process of removal of the adsorbed molecule from the surface of the adsorbent is called as that is desorption. It is exactly opposite to the adsorption. Understand? It is exactly opposite. This is coming out. Desorption. The process of separation of the adsorbed molecule from the surface of the adsorbent is called as that is desorption. So adsorption, during the adsorption, new attractions are generated. Therefore, adsorption phenomena is a exothermic phenomena. Whereas in the desorption, the attractions have to break. These molecules, the molecules held up on the surface, they have to come out of the attractions. overcome the attractions. For that some energy is needed. Bonds have to be cut. Attractions have to be weakened. That is it is an endothermic process. Desorption is an endothermic process. The attraction, that is the adsorption, is a exothermic process. So here that is, and it is an endothermic process. Energy is required. As the temperature increases, so endothermic process is favored by the high temperature conditions and exothermic process is favored by the low temperature conditions. That is according to the Le Chatelier's principle chemical equilibrium, you know. So adsorption phenomena is favored by the low temperature conditions since it is an exothermic process. So whereas and desorption is favored by the high temperature. If you increase the temperature, the molecules which are held up on the surface of that is adsorbent, they get the sufficient energy, and with the new kinetic energy or whatever the energy, potential energy they get, that is with that energy they can easily overcome the attractions with the surface of the adsorbent and come out of this one. So that is as you increase the temperature, desorption increases. See now, once what happens when, and this is the gas. See, this is the adsorbent. This is the gas. So what happens? This is, say, the word hydrogen. This is hydrogen is adsorbed on the surface of this adsorbent molecule. So that is adsorbed molecule permanently, it cannot remain on the surface of that is adsorbent. That is, this is the adsorption. This is the adsorption. Again it is coming out. So at the beginning only adsorption takes place. With the time, rate of adsorption decreases due to the decrease of the surface area. Rate of adsorption is directly proportional to that is surface area available for the adsorption. So therefore, beginning only adsorption takes place. With the time, slowly desorption takes place as the opposite process. And after some time, what happens? The number of molecules are adsorbed and the number of molecules desorbed become two opposing process that take place with the equal speed. They attain the dynamic equilibrium. So that is the extent of the adsorption remains constant and rate of adsorption is equal to rate of desorption. Then that state is called as the adsorption equilibrium. That is called as the adsorption equilibrium. And now let us talk about the other term. Then next one is the activation. Adsorbent. I told you, for adsorption phenomena, the substance which provides its surface is called as the adsorbent. The substance which is held up on the surface of the other substance is called as the adsorbent. Activation of the adsorbent. What is the meaning of activation? So I told you, it is a surface phenomenon. The molecules which are present on the surface of the solid has to attract and retain the molecules of the other substance. Therefore, the surface should be free from any adsorbed molecule. Take that is the charcoal or anything. When it comes into contact with this one, air, immediately it absorbs the nitrogen, oxygen and water vapor on its surface, and the whole of the surface is covered with that is the gas molecules and water vapor, H2O molecules. It is an adsorbent, but surface is already occupied by the other system. These things are considered as the impurities. So now surface is not available. So what you have to do? You should clean the surface. Surface should not be adsorbed by any foreign particles like oxygen, nitrogen. That's why repeatedly we are calling it as the, whenever we take the word charcoal, we say it as the activated charcoal. A charcoal which is already in contact with the air, its surface is already absorbed by some materials. For you or your experiment, that surface is not available for the absorption. So therefore, that surface to be cleaned. The cleaning process of the surface of an adsorbent is called as activation of the adsorbent. That is called as the activation of the adsorbent. It has to be activated. How? By heating. So I told you, desorption. If any foreign particles are adsorbed on the surface of this and surface is decreased or not available, and that is on heating, what happens? The adsorbed molecules, the nitrogen, oxygen and H2O molecules which are held up on this, they come out. So normally, that is, a adsorbent is activated, surface is cleaned by heating process. Some materials on heating, they directly react with the oxygen and convert into their oxides. Therefore, this process is carried in the vacuum, in the air-free atmosphere. That is, to the possible extent that is high vacuum is created by using the vacuum pump. So that is, it is removed, most of it is removed, the leftover is removed by heating it. So that is a valuable material after activation, and we are assuming that its surface is free from any impurities. That is called as the eliminating the impurities from the surface of the adsorbent is called as the activation of the adsorbent. I know this process, that is activated, how activated charcoal. Charcoal is taken into a container, and by the help of the vacuum prime, low pressure conditions are created. So let me write that is a diagram like this. So this is the container, this is the charcoal, activated charcoal, this is the pump. Here it's a vacuum pump piece which removes but this is sealed, and air present in this is removed. Vacuum pump, total pressure is decreasing. As the pressure decreases, what happens? The adsorbed molecules come out, and residual, that is entire the gas that is adsorbed on the surface of the adsorbent comes out as the pressure decreases. Then if any material is this thing and stop under vacuum evacuated conditions, it is strongly heated from 300 to 1000 degrees Celsius. So due to the temperature effect, that is pressure, the temperature effect, that is remaining adsorbed gases comes out. Now surface that becomes free from any impurities. Now it is, that is useful, that is used for the user as adsorbent. Such adsorbent is called as the activation of, that is, adsorbent. These are the terms involved in this one. And there is another term known as that is positive catalysis, wrong word, positive adsorption. Second one is the negative adsorption. So these are the only fancy terms. I will never use the word positive adsorption or negative adsorption. See the extent of the adsorption. Here I have taken a vessel, and this is the gas. Here the adsorbent is kept. Adsorption takes place. Definitely adsorption takes place. You can't stop it. Adsorption is possible on all surfaces. It is not a specific phenomenon, non-specific. So what happens? This is a gas may be adsorbed. Say the word gas is adsorbed. See now, what is the meaning of this positive and negative? If the concentration of the gas on the surface of the adsorbent is more than the gas in this phase, here it has its own concentration. unit area, certain number of molecules or gas molecules are present in the gas phase. If the concentration of that is adsorbate on the surface of the adsorbent is more than in its gas phase or liquid phase, whatever it is, then that phenomena is called, adsorption phenomena is called as that is positive adsorption. The phenomena of adsorption in which the concentration of the adsorbate is more on the surface of the adsorbent than in the adsorbate phase, gas phase, then it is called as the positive adsorption. In the unit area per cc, there are 100 molecules. Per cc, there are 1000 molecules. Here the concentration is more, here the concentration is less. That is, and that's called as the positive catalysis. Sorry, positive, that is adsorption. What is negative adsorption? If the reverse of the adsorption process in which the concentration of the adsorbate on the surface of the adsorbent is less than that is corresponding phase is called as that is negative adsorption. Some are more adsorbed, some are less adsorbed. The adsorbed number of molecules present on the surface of the adsorbent is less than the corresponding gas phase, then it is called as that is negative adsorption. I think it is understood. That is positive adsorption is, so adsorbent is added on to that is a system. Adsorption is taking place on the surface of this. If the concentration of the adsorbate molecule on the surface of the adsorbent is more than that is corresponding gas phase or liquid phase, that is adsorbate, then it is called as the positive adsorption. If the concentration on the surface of the adsorbent is less than the corresponding gas phase or solid liquid phase, then it is called as that is negative adsorption. So this is something about that is adsorption, absorption, and certain terms involved and examples of adsorption and absorption and sorption and different terms involved. Now we have to discuss that is characteristic properties of the adsorption. Properties of the adsorption. What are the characteristic properties of the adsorption? 1. What are the characteristic properties? It is a surface phenomenon. It is a surface phenomenon. We know that. The second one is only surface. It's a surface phenomenon. The second one is it is a spontaneous process. Spontaneous process. Quickly, immediately takes place. Spontaneous process. So the process which takes place without force of any external agency is called as that is a spontaneous process. And third one is it takes place on all surfaces, non-specific. Takes place on all surfaces. It takes place on all surfaces. And fourth one is that is it easily attains the equilibrium. During the adsorption, it is a very fast process. Quickly attains the equilibrium. Equilibrium is quickly attained. And fifth one is that is delta H is negative, enthalpy is negative. It is an exothermic process. This is exothermic process. Adsorption is an exothermic process. Adsorption is an exothermic process. Attractions are established. Wherever the attractions are established, equivalent amount of the energy is liberated. It is a surface phenomena. Then it is a spontaneous phenomena. You can say that delta G is equal to, that is negative. We will come to the thermodynamics of that is adsorption. Spontaneous process, delta G is negative. Readily takes place, that's all. That is non-specific. It is not confined to the only one solid, this solid and that solid. It is taking place to the greater extent or lesser extent on the all surfaces. It is not specific. The hydrogen is adsorbed on the charcoal, hydrogen is adsorbed on the nickel, hydrogen is adsorbed on the silica gel, hydrogen is adsorbed on the starch, hydrogen is adsorbed on the cellulose. So hydrogen is adsorbed on the, that is many things, anything you can take the word. There are many adsorbents, and that's takes non-specific. So whereas and it is fast process, readily equilibrium is established. That is adsorption takes place, desorption takes place, the equilibrium is established. That is, it is an exothermic process, and delta H is negative and delta G is negative. These are the characteristic properties of the adsorption. Thank you. In the next video, I will take up that is thermodynamics of the adsorption.